Phone's being stupid. I'll just read the things I wrote then. Okay. I was going to read some of my nonsense poetry from my second book. But that's alright. Alright, first off, this is called I'm Not Poppy. Okay, you probably don't know who I'm making fun of, so I'm going to tell you real quickly. There's a star, she's a superstar on YouTube. Her name is Poppy, and she's a musician, and it's called That Poppy. And she makes fun of everything, and it's all art installations. And I think she's about not that bright, to put it politely. So it's not bad. It's just I was just telling you who I'm making fun of, so that you don't. Poppy is a person. Alright. I'm not Poppy. I'm not Poppy. You're not Poppy. No one wants to be Poppy. Even Poppy isn't Poppy. She's Titanic Sinclair's pixelated and animated art installation. Slave, robot, puppet, voice, follower of his cult. Who makes fun of pop culture and celebrities? Who makes fun of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump by interviewing a plant and auto-tuning the plant's voice and having the plant say that it is voting for whichever is gay. She says she thinks they are both gay. Who does pointless videos on YouTube about absolutely nothing? For instance, her introduction video is her saying, I'm Poppy and I am Poppy for 10 minutes. She's a brainless robot. She is nothing to be worshipped as a goddess about. She is a lame woman making fun of everything, and her followers eat up her nonsense. She's not an amateur at painting. Her art and music may be done by small children. She's probably high on poppies and opium all of the time, which makes sense. Why it is, or why she is the way she is. Don't let her fool you with her stupid antics. Say goodbye to Poppy and move on to more interesting and important things. That's the end piece. You got time for one more or no?
Sure.
Okay. This one's very personal actually. So I'm going to read it though. Just give me 1 second. Alright. These are my two newest ones actually. I'm working on another one too. My reasons to live. Since there's no reason to live, then there's no reason to die. And who am I to cause the end or the beginning of either one? Since I am already alive, I'm choosing to live, or to stay alive, and finish out the rest of my life until death comes and sucks my life source out of me. I will stand up and man up and stop being a pansy and stop reacting and obsessing about all the negative things that occur in my life. Realizing though I have struggled throughout my life, everyone has fought battles with themselves. No longer will I hate and belittle myself, nor call myself a failure in life. Neither will I ever consider suicide again, because there are much more pleasures, happinesses, love, great relationships, my love for exploration of nature and oceans too. Don't want to lose my nieces and nephews, neither my family. Don't want to be muted forever. Still want to have a voice until I die. Still have lots to write about as well. Still have lots to read. Still have lots to learn. Still have lots of growing to do as a writer and a human being. Still have lots of goals to achieve. Will always think positively, or at least react positively, to negative situations. Will not look for others' sympathy, empathy, or pity for me. I brewed these suicidal thoughts and I created these storms of negativity to occur in my life. I need to finally take responsibility for my actions and reactions to everything in my past and even in my present state. I will achieve my goals. I will hope for a better future. And if it never comes, I will remain happy that I am in a better place than most. Or that I could be homeless again, or even worse, living with my folks at 31. Now is the time to start changing back into the real me. We'll learn to love life, no matter what hardships knock me down. We'll no longer complain about my situations, no matter how bad or ugly or negative they are. We'll change my attitude and my mindset as well. I promise I will never again give up on life or even myself. Let's say in peace.
Mm.
Thank you. That's it.
Good. Keep on writing.
Will do. Thank you. It's good to meet you. I'm gonna buy your book online. I don't have them. Oh yeah, you got that shrink.
Hunt that beast, he tells his crew, early in the morning. First a welter of wailing schmooze, then comes Moby and hell breaks loose. Smash up, Ahab's drowned in brine, lashed to the whale on a harpoon line. Good, symbolic, with evil lies. If you'd fathom it, you must rise. That's an idea of what's I'll do one or two others. This is Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Wrecked castaway on lonely strand, works hard all day to tame the land. Takes time to pray, makes clothes by hand. For 18 years his skill he plies, then lo, a footprint he espies. Thank God it's Friday, Crusoe cries. Take heart from his example chums, work hard, produce, complete your sums. Eventually, Friday comes. This is on thermonuclear war by Herman Kahn. I didn't read that, so I'm not familiar with it. Countdown. 10 military postures, 9 defense programs, 8 basic situations, 7 survival patterns, 6 fallout levels, 5 classes of wars, 4 typical caverts, 3 kinds of deterrence, 2 buttons to press, 1 Armageddon. In that final fiery whirl-up, here's the book with which to curl up. Oh, you'll love this one. You'll love this one, Joe Dan. This is The Joy of Sex by Alex Comfort.
All right.
I don't know if you should record this one. Maybe I should skip that. This is going to end up on YouTube. Get barred from, get ridden out from Winnsboro. I better skip The Joy of Sex.
Joe Dan doesn't do that.
We did Lady Chatterley's Lover last week.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm glad it wasn't recorded.
That was a little risky.
A little risky. I did The Hobbit last week. Let's see. About the Song of Hiawatha by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Hiawatha, culture hero, son of mighty, I can't even pronounce this, Mudjekiwis, slew the sturgeon, Mishanama, got in plenty, Mishagas, this is Jewish stuff here. Mishagas is Yiddish. That means kind of a hodgepodge.
Got Longfellow's measure.
Wed the arrow maker's daughter, mini-skirted Minnehaha. When the white man with the musket came along, he bade him welcome, told the braves to be real friendly, then canoeing, took off swiftly. Hiawatha, if I told you what your tribesmen now are saying, by the shores of Gitche Gumee, would you sue me?
Very.
Let's see. Here's A Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan.
Oh yes.
I'm sure many of you are familiar with that.
Yes, I am.
Christian slogs, weary miles, God's apostle, Ori Urbi. Through bogs, over stiles, a colossal Bunyan derby.
What?
Let's see, one more, and then we'll give it over to Joe Dan so he can do his famous. Okay, this is the. How about Walden by Henry David Thoreau?
There you go.
We'll end with this. I visited this cabin, by the way,
Oh yeah.
in Massachusetts. Beyond mere goods, the pond, the woods. Live there as I and simplify. Reflect what need and check your speed. Eschew the norm, dull minds conform. 2 years thus spent, I up and went. More lives to taste, Walden was cased. Anyway, that's an idea to give you an idea of this great little book. I've had a lot of fun with it. When I read it all,
Taylor. My second favorite.
when I read it all, I will sell it for $1. But right now, it's
This is
still not on the
yeah,
market.
you are.
By the way, Skip's first book, which I say
Fred
is
Taylor.
available here, is only $11.95, and it's got lots of zingers.
And you carry that one.
I carry this one, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of puns in here too. And it's signed, so you get a signed.
What's Thoreau's cabin constructed of?
It's a log cabin.
It's still,
Well, they rebuilt it, they
Redone it?
reconstructed it, and they have it as a little tiny museum. It's only as big as the original. So it's, but they have some information about him in there and about the cabin and that kind of thing. But the pond is still there, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. They moved the recreation of the cabin to the front of like this little park that it's in. But you can walk back into the park to where the original cabin was, which is just a ruin. It's just a foundation now. So nothing there. But you could see the view he had. I mean, how could you not be able to write anything in the world with that
Right.
environment that he lived in? It's just absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
The fun part about traveling around Massachusetts is the state is so tiny. You can see a whole bunch of stuff in one day.
Yeah.
In addition to seeing that, went to the Norman Rockwell property and museum, and there's they have a kind of a study center there where they give lectures and stuff, and artists can come in and you can do trips there and stuff. It's a beautiful piece of property. But you can go travel around the whole state in one day if you want.
Yeah.
So unlike Texas.
Unlike Texas.
Yeah.
Takes days to
That's
see
right.
nothing.
There's
You can
one
travel
close
for
by.
days and not see a thing.
Yeah.
There's one close by there that at one time was the smallest state in the Union. Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Now the smallest state in the Union is
The what?
the smallest state by area,
Smallest state? New Jersey, maybe?
No.
Hawaii. Hawaii.
Oh, yep. You got it right.
Yeah, I just stepped over into Rhode Island just to say that I was there.
I've done that. Some places, in order to get there, you got to be going there.
That's it.
Rhode Island is one.
Rhode Island, Maine is like that too. So.
I've been to Tinnytown once.
But, and one day I started in the northern part of Massachusetts, went up into New Hampshire, went across into Vermont, then came and stopped there for stuff, and then came down, went across the state to Pittsfield, looked around there, then went down to Walden's Pond, and then came over to the Rockwell thing, and all the way back, all in one day.
You were counting states.
Yeah, something like, well, yeah. You can spend years touring that area because there's so much history there.
oh, I gotta stand
Just want
up.
to say I was in Vermont, New Hampshire, and New Massachusetts today, and stepped into Rhode Island for a minute. You can do that there. You can do that in a day if you want.
How many states do you have all told?
I don't have that many. I don't have any of the South. I have most of the northern states and west, but I've never gotten into Washington State. I've been in Oregon. I've been to Hawaii. I've not been to Alaska. I've been to eastern Canada and all the northeast, but I haven't been to Florida or any of the southern states.
Except Texas.
Well, Texas, yeah. Texas about as south as you can go.
Used to be until Hawaii came in.
Well, you've been south out of the U.S.?
I've been to just the border towns of Mexico, both Juarez and but nothing in Central or South America or the main part of Mexico.
Right.
And now that I have this shop, I can go any place but here.
Here you go, Conrad. I want you to write down your email.
You
When
do?
You get a second. You done talking?
I'll give him my card.
Okay.
You won't be able to understand my writing. My writing
All right.
will become.
Here you go. That's good.
And
I wrote mine down, and Doc Davis wrote his down too. That's the guy that just came in.
you have, do I have your current
Hello,
address?
Doc.
How you doing, brother?
I'm Skip.
I know, I remember you.
Here's my card with my-
You read over at Art Espresso
That's right.
Yeah,
a few years ago. That was great.
I read there, yeah.
You read that a couple of
That's where I
times.
first met you.
Is- Well, I really like those folks that ran that place.
Yeah, they're still, like I said, they're still
Couple
around.
real downright human folk.
And I guess you know Joey Sherman passed away a couple of years ago, and his wife passed away last year, I believe.
The Netwo sponsors a Jory Sherman
A contest.
short story competition,
Oh, cool.
and I'm going to be privileged to give out the prizes tomorrow.
Oh,
great.
sweet.
And I better say this, anybody here is welcome to come, I believe. I don't think they're going to turn anybody away.
Oh, I doubt if they'll turn anybody away. I almost submitted to that, and then I forgot to hold down, and I got a letter or an email or something about it
It's over here in
in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
The conference is, it's a mini conference, it's a bootstrap conference this year. And it's, Jim Callan is going to talk about using dialogue in your writings. And one of the ladies is going to talk about making trailers, you know, if you want to advertise. She does a fantastic job herself. Then Lisa Simmons is going to talk about Scrivener. She uses the Scrivener deal, and it is set up for authors. And it once you learn how to use it, and I'm still trying to learn how to use it, but it guides you through either the short story or a novel. Over here on the left-hand side, you've got an area where you can do chapters. You've got something over here called a corkboard that you can keep your notes on. You can have pictures of whatever you're, you know, if you've got a house that you want to describe and you can't remember all the details, you can take a picture of it, put it on your program, and just flip to it anytime. It's all combined in one deal. You don't have to go off to another program or to a file someplace else. It's all right there. You have a section for character development. You could have all your characters described, their likes, dislikes, their looks, you know. You have a location section where you can describe your different locations you're going to use. And if you're writing the scene and you think, now did he have blue eyes or green eyes? And you can go back down to your character development, and sure enough, he had brown eyes. You know? So it has some neat templates that's set up, but it's not real easy to learn to use. It's got enough different services that it takes a while to learn to use it, but. Once you got it down, it would help short stories, and it really would help you with your novel. You can outline the whole arc of your story, and before you ever start, you can have all your characters described, your locations described. I wrote a novel. It's called The Noose in November. That whatever it is now, 30 days to write 50,000 words. And the only way you can do it is, the only way I can do it, is if you have a lot of your research done beforehand, because you don't have time to do any research once November 1st starts.
Right.
So I had information on appendicitis symptoms, treatment, storms, the big thicket, depression, all of it was there. did research on the
Dang.
internet, and I talked to counselors, everything. So when I actually started it, I had a lot going, and I ended the story at I think it was 24,000 words, and had to pick up one of the characters and put another 25,000 words to it. So it was an experience. I'm not sure I'm going to do it next November. But one time I did it. So.
Dang.
Well, when I was still writing, I haven't done any writing much since I've had the business. I use that as an excuse. Because as soon as I get into something, I get my thought processes going where I get into what I'm writing. Somebody walks into the shop, I gotta stop and walk out and take care of it. And there were days I'll sit here all day long staring, and nobody comes in, so I could have written 5,000, 8,000 words in that time. Because I write very fast. And, but I have a section of my computer loaded with partially written stories, including what I call either long short stories or short novels, because they run about 50,000 words. I've got 4 or 5 of those that are done, ready to be edited, and I'm just too lazy to edit them. I hate reading stuff that I've already written. Writing is an adventure for me, not something that I want to necessarily share with people. And but I have to start writing again because I love writing, and once I get into that frame of mind where I get rid of the rest of the world disappears, I can just sit all day long.
I tried doing the playwright thing one time while I was out in Arizona. I was going to do the life and times of Doc Holliday, and it's going to be a 2-person play. Just a news reporter from Denver that was talking to him at Glenwood Springs. So I had to do a lot of research because I wanted to be as factual as possible and talk to a lot of different folks. But all the research that goes into it, I can admire somebody that goes through all that before they even start. And I put it all together and I submitted it to another playwright that had did 2 or 3 productions. And she kind of blew my bubble when she was talking about that I'd used some language in there that would probably be looked down on, okay, which I had cleaned up because Doc Holliday was very poetic, you know.